Hello, welcome to the Simply Bowie Magazine television show. My name is Veronica Fountain. Today we have another great show ahead of us today in store for us. This month we've been doing arts and entertainment, health and wellness, and today we have one of our top biggest realtors here with us today. Her name is Chanda Littlefield. Welcome to the show today. She goes by the real queen of real estate.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome, awesome. So tell me, how long have you been in the business, the industry?
It'll be 18 years in May.
Wow, yeah. 18 years.
18
so
years.
You've seen a lot.
I've seen
a lot of ups and downs in the real estate business,
yes.
and then COVID.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are your primarily services that you offer?
I provide representation for sellers.
Okay.
For buyers.
Okay.
And
okay.
specifically people that are selling who want to purchase. So if you have a house already and you want to sell that house and then buy another one, maybe do an upgrade or downsize, I specialize in that.
Okay. Okay. Is that primarily residential and commercial, or
I do mostly residential?
Mostly residential. Okay.
But I do have expertise in commercial as well. So
okay.
if you need those services, I can assist you with that.
And what areas do you service?
So I'm licensed in Maryland and DC. Washington, D.C., and I work with people in the city.
Okay.
Also in Prince George's County, Anne Arundel County, Charles County.
Wow.
Howard County, and the surrounding areas.
Okay, the surrounding areas.
So I have clients as far as Frederick, and I have clients as far as St. Mary's County as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. That is awesome. So tell me a little bit more, like how you got started. Why real estate?
So, it's similar to like when you grow up, you want to be a certain thing. Like, you dream about it as you're a kid. People come in for career fair during school and you're like, yeah, I want to be a firefighter. Yeah, I want to be a doctor.
Right.
I want to be a lawyer. You have these dreams and aspirations. And then when you get older, it's like,
okay, now what do I really want to do?
What do I really want to do? And so this is not what I really wanted to do.
Okay.
Most of us actually are not doing what we really thought we were going to be doing. And so this came about out of a need. So at the time, I was working in the healthcare industry because I did want to work in healthcare. I enjoyed that immensely. I still have a heart for that.
Okay.
But at the time, my children were younger. I have 3 children, and they were younger.
Oh, okay.
And they, needed me because school closures, the 2-hour delays and the closures just because of this random holiday and professional development. They get out 3 hours early. It's very difficult to maintain a full-time employment, and then you have children
with the kids and
the schedules. And so I needed something that was more flexible. I had a great career, a very lucrative career. However, I needed to do something that was more flexible because
that'll help benefit to your schedule.
To my schedule, so I would be able to pick my kids up from school and drop them off. Or if they had, sometimes we get snow here, and school is closed.
We do.
So just because school is closed does not mean work is closed. And so I found myself in a lot of situations on days when the school had a holiday, my job did not have a holiday. And so I would have to try to find somebody to watch them. And it just got to be too much. It's not hard getting someone to watch one child, but getting someone to watch 3 children.
Okay, yes, that's
all
a handful.
day.
Yes, that's a handful.
It's a handful for someone else. And so, so I did this. I actually walked away from my job.
Okay, brave.
I quit my job.
Good choice.
And cold turkey, and I've been selling real estate full time.
Okay, good.
Since then.
Okay, now when you say when you say the queen of real estate, where did you drum up that title from? Because that's a brave title.
One of my mentors kind of gave me that name. We were brainstorming, and she came up with it. She said, "When I see you, I see a queen."
Oh,
and so
that's nice. That's nice.
I took it and ran with it, and she came up with it, and I want to give her, her props. Her name is Claudine Ellis.
Okay. Props to her. Yes,
definitely.
And you've lived up to the name. You've been receiving awards.
Yeah, I've
How
received
many awards have you received over the years?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't keep count. I just try to take care of my clients and make sure that they're good, make sure that their property is good, and make sure that they're satisfied. And so the more I do that, the more awards, you can get. We receive awards for the amount of money that's made, and we also receive awards for production. So I do have the RE/MAX Hall of Fame award, which is
nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. In your tenure with RE/MAX, if you make over $1 million in your pocket, you get the Hall of Fame award. And so I received that. I received awards, the Silver Award with the county, the Gold Award, the Bronze Award. And so those things are all accolades for me, but it just is a testament of people's trust in me.
And yes, and your customer service from your background of being in the health industry,
it has
played a huge part of you bringing that into your industry of customer service and hands-on with customers.
Yes,
I see that with you.
Yes. Yeah, it really helps. Attention to detail is very important when you're working with real estate sales. Because your clients are depending on you.
And it's their biggest buy.
It is their biggest buy. It shouldn't be taken lightly.
Yes, their biggest buy ever is buying a home.
Yes.
Okay. How did the internet play a role as far as, at one point I'm sure it was doorknobs. You've been in the business for 18 years. So at one point it was just handing doorknobs out, and how then once the internet came into play, how did that change for you as a realtor?
It changed with the way people get their information.
Okay.
They want to rely on that more so than they do on my expertise or my experience. They want to start there. One of the stats NAR has is over 90% of people start their search for purchasing a home online. So that meant that as a salesperson like myself, we have to advertise online. I have to show presence there. So if you're looking for something, you can find me and, potentially want to use my services.
Right, okay.
So like you said, people used to do door knocking.
Yes,
putting door hangers on doors, sending things in the mail.
Right.
Doing home buyer seminars, which people still do those things.
Yes.
Like those things are not.
So it's almost like you have to do a
mixture
mixture
of everything. You have to do a mixture of
now
all of
instead of
it.
putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yes.
And of course you have a front cover feature story coming up on the
I'm
Simply
excited.
Bowie publication. So we're totally looking forward to that. So how did things change during COVID? I heard war stories during COVID where some of my clients, realtors, went to the next level and some of them sank. So how did it work out for you?
The pandemic actually brought out your strengths. Or expose your weaknesses.
Okay.
So for me, it brought out some strengths that I have, which is resiliency, which is determination and dedication.
Okay.
And so because I do this full time, like I have a serious motivation.
Yes, you do. And
So
you're not going back in corporate America to work.
Either I sink or I swim. And so since I choose to swim, I have to evolve. And I know a lot of agents really had a tough time during that time because they're competing. There are quite a few of us in this state. There's tens of thousands of people that are licensed, but people can kind of almost go anywhere. However, it's a matter of what type of service are you going to get. You know what I mean? So it's the comparison is either you go to Nordstrom or you go to Walmart. It's up to you.
Right. You want a 5-star service or you want a 2-star service?
And you kind of get what you pay for.
Yes, that makes sense.
It was a time where I was able to kind of level up in business.
Okay.
My clients, I have a lot of repeat clients as I try to create and maintain good relationships with them. So they come back to me.
Okay.
So during that time, I was able to work with some new clients as well as repeat clients.
Repeat and referrals.
Correct.
Absolutely.
It did take a new person to do that.
Yes.
And I had to evolve and grow because I had to push past my fear.
Okay.
And so it was a scary time.
That's a perfect word, that fear, because I'm no longer able to do things the way I normally do things. So let me push past that and get moving. Yeah. That's really good to hear.
Yeah. And the internet actually caused, we were able to utilize the internet even more during that time. Virtual, and
because everybody was home.
Everybody was home, and then Zoom, became introduced. Even though it was already around, that became very popular. I had to learn how to use that in about 5 minutes. I had a client move here from North Carolina, and he asked, can I get on the Zoom? I'm saying, absolutely. Yes. So I had to look it up. How hard can it be?
I'm smiling because I fumbled with Zoom too. Like, oh my gosh, how do I start Zoom meetings and scheduling? And it started flowing. And I'm actually still using it. Versus,
It became a staple in business.
Yes.
It became a staple, and it has helped us help people from other areas. So versus in the past, people would just fly here or drive here, and we would set up a meeting in person and do everything in one weekend. This helped us to be able to do things in person because we're face to face on the screen. And kind of work through some things prior to them getting here. So that was very helpful.
Are you seeing a large fluctuation of consumers shifting back to Washington, D.C., the DMV metro area, or moving back down south? I know I have some clients that are just purchased their second home in Delaware, purchased another house, or downsizing. Are you seeing a lot of fluctuation?
We pretty much have a lot of fluctuation anyway. It's a pretty transient area because we have several military bases and because the federal government is here. So, of course, with the change of administrations, things shift.
Yes.
When the pandemic happened, things shifted.
Okay.
You know, a lot of jobs went to work from home, right?
That's true. Yes.
And so people would move out of the area. I've had a couple clients, like you said, move to Delaware because now they don't have to be in the office every day. So they chose to move and buy a house in another state. So, you know, because they can do their work from home. But now we're shifting again. Now everybody has to be back to work.
Back to the office.
So now we're having people that have to move closer in, or they're downsizing.
Okay.
You know, because they don't want to drive so far, and they're buying something closer to where their job is, or closer to the city.
Okay.
And so we're seeing shifting again. Yes.
Okay. So so you almost have to be very flexible.
You have to be very flexible.
Yes.
Yes.
So the wedding industry, billion-dollar industry, it crashed a couple years ago.
Pandemic.
Now the millennials are not doing the traditional weddings and going straight into buying a home. What would you say to those millennials couples that still believe in, I just want to rent, I'm not ready to buy right now, versus those millennials couples, we're ready to purchase and not do the traditional weddings, but go straight into buying a home?
I think it's probably a better investment. Probably a better investment, especially for the long term.
Okay.
I would definitely suggest for them to capitalize on their youthful time and capitalize on their earning power now, so they can qualify for the type of house they want combined. And not necessarily wait, because when you're waiting as a buyer, things always change. They don't change for the better. Since I've been in real estate, nothing has necessarily gotten better. It's just shifted to something different. You know, at one point people were waiting years ago for the market to crash, right?
Right.
And the market crashed, right? And then people were waiting for interest rates to go down, and they did go down. And then people were waiting, but then when they were waiting, the banks changed their criteria.
So
for lending.
Yeah.
So then that, you know, would box people out. Then people were waiting for prices to go down. You know, so prices did go down a bit for a while. But then when that happened, as you're waiting, now more people want to buy. Prices are down, rates are down a little bit.
Yes.
Now you have all this competition. So then it was a feeding frenzy, so many people. And then, you know, as we go along, things kind of stabilized. It wasn't as much of a feeding frenzy. We're into like 2010, 2012. You know, prices were a little lower, but then the job market increased. You know, people got more stable employment.
That is
you
true.
know,
Yes.
More money was flowing through, and then you know, we go along a little further, and we have people that you know, are increasing their career, and you know, income is moving. People's families are growing.
Yes.
And then things were kind of like stabilized, and you know, then boom, we hit the pandemic.
Yeah. Yes.
And so that was a real shift. And the reason why there was such a shift is because at that time, everybody was, you know, working in their work life, home life setting. People were still moving around. But once you have everybody at home, it calls for now everybody has to get to know each other very well in this small space with the dog and with grandma.
With everyone, exactly.
And now we realize we need not a 3-bedroom house, we need a 5-bedroom house. So that caused a tremendous shift, and then rates dropped. So the Fed decided they wanted to reduce interest rates all the way across the board to save the economy. And that made prices skyrocket, and the competition was stiff. I had clients that were writing $30,000 and $40,000 over the asking price just to get a place, because
I heard that. I heard about that.
People were having more babies now, and all of that was going on. And so
everything coming to play with.
In this business, things are cyclical. You know, so right now we're in a different cycle than we were a couple years ago. But
is new homes building, is that being slower? Is it
new home construction since the pandemic is interesting, because new home construction has become way more popular than it was, even though it's pricier. People, I think people kind of want something new. They want something fresh. You know, since the pandemic, people are more cognizant about cleanliness and about not using something that was used and things like that. So new home is not just the look of it. They want something that is their own, that nobody else has had before.
That makes sense. Versus the existing homes.
And the new construction look, design is way different than the other looks, you know, from the older construction. And so people like that more. Even the millennials, they want something fresh, something new.
Chic,
something chic, something modern. So they don't really like the older construction. So if this is getting out to anywhere, people that have an older home, you've got to do your upgrades. You got to paint. You got to do your floors, because your competition,
increasing the value of your home property.
Because your competition is new construction.
Absolutely.
You know?
Now I see why they call you the real queen of real estate. You know your stuff.
I try to.
This has been absolutely great. break down, you and I want to pivot just a little bit.
Sure.
You and I talked about balance. One time you and I had a conversation. You and I always have great conversations. And he was like, I just have to balance things. Talk to me about that work-life balance. What does that mean right now in the midst of wearing 10 hats? We're wearing 10 hats.
We are wearing 10 hats. And being a real estate agent is can be draining because it's constant. You know, it's constant, but you have to learn how to turn things off.
Okay.
So I do have work hours. I work 9 to 7.
Okay.
6 days a week.
Okay.
Monday through Saturday. I don't work on Sundays.
Okay.
Just like any other place
We
of
almost
business.
have the same schedule.
Yeah. And it's important because I have to decompress so I can give you my best the next day.
It's
important. What we do to create balance is, prioritizing. So I prioritize my clients, but I also have to prioritize my personal
life. With your family.
Life. Yes.
Being a grandmother.
Yes. I'm a new grandmother. It's very exciting.
Awesome.
Taking the needed break is important so you can refresh yourself.
Because you don't want to burn out.
You can burn out in this business.
You can burn out,
You can definitely burn
out. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What is one other thing you want to tell us about yourself or your products and services? Anything new coming up or for you?
I'm really excited because I'm able to help people. That's what I really enjoy doing.
Okay.
In my previous career, I was helping people because healthcare is helping people, but it wasn't as exciting. I found it to be a little depressing at times. But this is exciting.
It's very exciting.
I have clients now that call me. They're so excited on the phone. So the energy, you can feed off of. And so when you're excited, I'm excited too.
Yes.
You get to move to a new place or you get to sell. I also do probate sales. So I do work with people that have had a death in their family and need to sell the property.
Okay.
So people definitely call me for those, and that's not as exciting, but it's exciting for families to close that chapter.
Okay, yes.
For the existing family members or remaining family members to close that chapter in life. And so they are so thankful after we do and help take something off of their plate, because owning a property that isn't necessarily yours, that you didn't buy, it can be a big weight.
Yes.
So I'm really happy to help people transition in life.
That is awesome. You're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like right now, we're like, I would buy a house from you. Tell everyone where they can find you at. Your website, your email address. Let us know how the couples and consumers can find you.
Before I go into that, I know she said my name earlier, but it is Chanda Littlefield. I am the real queen of real estate. I'm at RE/MAX United Real Estate in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. But you can find me on all social platforms at the Real Queen of Real Estate, or just look up my name. You can call me directly at 301-702-4982, or you can email me. And my email is shandaforhomes@yahoo.com.
Awesome. I really appreciate you taking the time out to come out on the show today.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and enjoy your evening.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely.